And I think it's really amazing, people like Lindsay Quincy Johnson and kind of Michael Agard and kind of all these guys, because they've been around for a long time. And I think it's easy to be a poet now. You just wake up, you write some stuff in your bedroom, you can even post it online, and you can be like, I'm a poet. No one's really gonna like arrest you for anything that comes out of your mouth. So when you hang out with those guys, and it's kind of like, they've served jail time, they've kind of like, they are, they're real proper poets, so this kind of, and they're still doing their thing as well. So I want you to imagine that basically you're in a very darkened room, much darker than this, and the music is very, very, very loud, extremely loud, kind of stomach-churning bass loud. In fact, all of the glasses in the room are now dancing to their own beat off. They're falling off speaker stacks. It's smoky in this place, and the ceiling is very low and very intimidating. I am bass. I am treble. I am one drop for your knee. You know what? Let's do this properly. We have to do this. Do this properly. Let's see. No. I am bass. I am treble. I am one drop for your knees. Abashanti, Sensimilia, Jah Shaka and King Tabi. I am thunder. I am earthquake. I am water, fire and sun. For the woofer and the tweeter, step a rhythm, I'm number one. Imperial majesty calling all sounds. Speaker box and corner and the people gathered round. A tower block of speakers, a monolith of sound. A slow whine to a bass drop with a girl you know from round. The way the music hit you is the suffocation pain. Echo box and siren, reverb and delay. Body soaked with sweat, I'm packed like a sardine. Spider-Man skanking in the back of a Shadeen. A sound clash of war, a dub to dead your sound. A special, a dub plate, a test brace, a heavyweight champion sound. I said, Toby beats the rockers in the dance hall up down. So feel the vibrations and check out the scene. Peace, love, culture and positivity. To every woman, child and man. All my dreads, all my rockers, and my irie one lock man. The shocker is the ruler, the number one dub sound. The one man selector with the hardest dubs around. The one man operator and selector on the set. Chat lyrics over rhythm and the dub play on the deck. The crackle and the pop and the hiss you hear is free. This is analog, not digital. I don't speak in MP3. I'm manipulating treble and I'm devastating bass. I'm a lion in the dance and I'm mashing up the place. So feel the vibration and check out the scene. Peace, love, culture and positivity. To every woman, child and man. On my dreads, on my rockers, on my irie one lock man. A red light, a siren, a darkened dance hall. It's a room full of dancers. The sweat is on the wall. There's Rizla, there's Collie, the flash of the blade. There's Guinness and punch, ginger and lemonade. Because the cloakroom is empty, because I come dressed to sweat. And the money that you save from putting your coat in the cloakroom is what will feed you next. It's real sufferation, it's trial and tribulation. In the dancing of the dark, we gather as one nation. Be you black or be you white, or be you dark or be you light. When the dub play, you must all unite. So all praises to the sound and the majesty on high. Hold your lighters to the sky, reggae music till I die. So feel that vibration and check out the scene. Peace, love and culture and positivity. To every woman, every child and every man. All my dreads, all my rockers, and all my irie one lock man. Thing that does the thing over here. Right, brilliant. So Martin Luther King is an interesting cat because as a poet, you get to Black History Month and we call it Poets Get Paid Month. Be real. Why are you laughing? It's true. Okay, so what happens is you get called to go into the school and talk about people who are no longer alive. Okay? And what happens is you go and you talk to the King, you talk about Martin, you might talk about Bob Marley, if you're kind of breaking out, you might talk about Gil Scott-Heron. You have to talk about Martin Luther King, otherwise the schools get very, very upset. So you go there and you talk to them, and it's what's really interesting. The kids just look at you just like, all right, so explain this to me. So he marched around the country and he spoke up for what he really believed in. And then we kind of get into this debate where you start talking to them in it and you realise that none of the people that a lot of young people kind of look up to actually have an opinion. Or what I mean is, if anything ever goes down, they will tweet you to tell you their album is coming out, but they won't tweet you to say, come and meet me here so we can go and protest. Yeah. So I really feel that at the moment that we kind of have a situation where, like, you know, I was a kid who, you know, I kind of had a very weird kind of schooling. But anyway, I ended up at a school that I kind of wasn't really supposed to go to and felt very out of place. But then I went to see Public Enemy in concert, and then my life changed around. And the day after I went to the Public Enemy concert, I stood in the playground with my beret on my head and my copy of the Martin Luther King autobiography with my fist in the air going like this. I've been radicalised, it happened to me. And the weird thing is, like, a lot of the stuff that has happened to me in my life and things that I've got into and investigated have happened because of the music that I listened to as a teen, which doesn't really happen right now. I'm talking to one of the teenage boys I teach and telling him, well, what's the last piece of music you listen to? He's telling me the song's called These Hoes Ain't Loyal. I'm like, that's not really teaching you anything. I'm like, should you go and check out Public Enemy? He's like, that's too loud, it's a bit too angry. It's a bit like going to school. You know, the kids don't want to listen to school when they're listening to music. So anyway, when we got commissioned to write a piece, my thing was like, okay, I kind of need to look at this a different angle. And my whole thing was basically about the idea that we don't necessarily have leaders anymore. Okay, so that's a general premise of the piece. What I have here, it's called an African kalimba, African front piano, kind of makes weird sounds, and kind of like, usually when you go to a poetry jam, you kind of go like that, then everyone starts going straight away, like it kind of, so I'm going to put you in the poetical mode right now. Right, here we go. Where are Malcolms, our Martins, and our Marleys? Where's our Che Guevara, and Nkrumah, and our Gandhis? Our leaders are people, the armies that shout for attention above noise. The voice box of revolution is not a toy to be abused by throats. When the manipulation of oxygen through esophagus once was a privilege denied to those who were black, had melanin, and desired to seek notes. I suggest you devote your esophagus to a tongue that really cares, so as not to waste opportunity on those with deaf ears who need truth most when seeking answers, because in all truthfulness, Kanye West and his wife, they're not the answer to our prayers. Right, here we go. When hope is lacking, where are those who whisper truth through tweeters and substance debates? The message is difficult to understand right now, and it's muffled in vibration, and the revolution is now unfortunately secondary to monetary gains, and that's a shame. So where is the voice that speaks the language universal, that echoes in the ear canals of every woman, boy, child, and man? I need a voice that stands the test of time. I need a voice that is a blueprint, a voice that's a manifesto, a voice that is indeed a master plan. I need a name to be remembered, commanding attention, with rhetoric that flutters like newborn butterflies from lips. I sip air, spitting syllables of saliva salty with the sea salt from the sails of slave ships. I'll say it again, in case you missed it the first time. I sip air, spitting syllables of saliva salty with the sea salt from the sails of slave ships. As we say in the industry, if it sounds nice, then we say it twice and then we rewind. I need a tongue that never forgets who went before, should be next. I need a hypnotizing voodoo spell of language. I need someone who can speak to me and cast a hex. I need a prophecy, I need a curse, I need a proclamation, I'll even accept a verse. I will in fact perhaps accept 16 bars of the most influential words that anyone in this room has ever heard. I need words that might change you and wake you up from sleep. I suggest that we all open our eyes to what is really happening in the streets. Outside the window pane, the glass you see is real. To be honest with you, I just wake up in the mornings and I'm looking for a prophet to speak some words that I can feel, something that I can hear, something that I can taste, and something that I can feel. I'm lost within the headphones, spitting fire in the booth, really posing for a moment to think of the impact on the youth. Because young ears breathe fear when the filters are broken and their blood is boiling green from the skunk that they are unfortunately smoking. So when the sirens ring and the sky flashes red and blue, when your city starts to burn and the streets run wild, will you remember where were you? Were you hidden away in your fortress in front of a plasma screen, your eyes glued, surprised that it happened, or wishing that you'd listened when we warned you? Because the thing is this, they prematurely take away our leaders away in case we actually take time to listen to anything that they really want to say. So imagine if on that day when Martin spoke, we hadn't pressed play and record on that day. There would be no speech, no words, none of those consonants, and none of those vowels. Dr. Martin Luther King would actually not have meant very much to any of us here if it hadn't been for the document of sound. So 5 decades later, when you listen to his speech, let the words still ring true. Listen well, listen closely. So my suggestion is this for you. I suggest after today we all go home and find a weapon. We find a marker, we find a pen, and we take out a white piece of paper and we call that white piece of paper our new best friend. And then we imagine it was us standing on the steps of the Lincoln Center that day. And then ask yourself, with all those people standing before you, ask yourself this: what would you say? Okay, that's it. That's a dramatic ending. Thank you very much. That's been very